Hi guys, so today, thank you for clicking onto this video. I'll be showing you how I do my summer glowy go-to look, which is this. It's like a no makeup look, which I absolutely love doing, especially now that I've gone traveling, or even if you're still if I was still in the UK, I would do this in the summer because I still like to wear makeup, but I don't want to cake myself where it literally is melting off of me. So this is what I do. I still give my skin some colour, some life to it, and obviously gotta add the highlight in. But yeah, keep watching if you want to know how I do it. So I have already moisturised and I put some Vaseline on my lips because they're a bit dry at the moment. I've literally just gotten out of the shower, so my hair's still a bit wet. I'll deal with that after. But so after my moisturiser, I'll let that sink in for a bit before I go and use some powder on my face. Now for a light summery look to have in the heat as well, I don't like to use foundation, but you can always use BB creams if you feel uncomfortable without it. But I'm okay. I'm learning to love more of my skin, whether I have a million spots that appear, which they always come up, especially on my T-zone. So yeah, I'm just going to use some powder, and I'm actually starting to run out of it. It's actually just the Anastasia contour kit. I'm using the shade Banana, and when I find my brush for it, I'm just going to apply this under my eyes just to dull down my bags out a little, and it gives my skin that smoothness I want as well. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it does subtly, and I like to bring that around my eyes on my eyelid. That's what I meant. And I'll do that on both sides, and I'll just gently pat it in on my lids, but sweep it under my eyes. And I'll bring it out almost like how you would cream contour. That's the areas that I would cover. And then I like to do my T-zone as well, where I get really oily. And pretty much on my lip of my nose. And on my chin too, because I tend to sweat there a lot. Actually, whilst I'm travelling, I do have this handy little case for my brushes. It's really good actually. So in a way it's good. I can take the essentials, but at the same time I just want access to like all of my brush collection, but keeping it concise is good for lightweight packing. And we'll just take a bit of blusher after this, and I'm using the NYX bronzer. It's actually called the Baked Blush Illuminator and Bronzer in the shade Solstice. And I'll just take on my brush. The brushes I'm using, by the way, are a mix of Morphe, and NYX as well. And I'll just place that where I would blush as well as contour, and it will just bring out my cheekbones a bit and give my skin tone more colour. Like, even though when you're on holiday or even in the sun you will gain a bit of a tan, but it will just bring this out more. And you want it along your cheekbone as well. Can't tell if my light is a bit too bright for this. I'm actually struggling for a decent setup for my videos at the minute because I am away. Like back home I would have my makeup desk and my makeup lights and a big mirror and everything would be set up ready to go, but when I'm traveling it's just difficult, especially when I'm moving from place to place. Like every room I go into I have to figure out where I'm going to sit and do makeup, and half the time I'm literally just sat there with my Carly Bible eyeshadow palette using like the small little mirror, just sat there going, and it works, but not what I want. It's not ideal, but it works. So you notice that I put it on my forehead as well, and it's where you would contour basically, everywhere, and bring out the definition of your jawline too. And for my nose I'll just dab it gently on the side, but I have my contour brush with me, so I'll do that. But this is the Real Techniques one actually. It's the Real Techniques angled contour brush, which I really enjoy using. I find it blends really well and it just goes in shape of my cheekbones. I know like loads of people have their own favourite brushes, but this is mine. And then use the excess and bring it down the bridge, the sides of my nose, not the bridge of my nose, sorry. And some people like to just bring it just under their brow bone as well, just to blend it in flawlessly. And for this particular look I like to do that because it is like a soft bronzy glowy kind of look for the summer. This is the Morphe 510 brush for my highlight, and using the Carly Bible palette, it's the one, I don't think it has a name, just the Carly Bible palette. It's the only one I think. It's got 10 colour shadows and 4 highlighter palettes in there, and you can already see which ones I use the most. I've hit pan on that one. I am so gutted. So yeah, this is the palette that I'll be using, and I'll just be using this one that I've hit pan on, the more bronzy shade that will suit me. And it just breaks away as well, so you can like just tapping it gently, and you see it's like all over the palette already, and I constantly have to tidy it up and clean it up. I'll just take a small dome brush. Now actually I got this with one of the very first brush sets I bought, and it was just a sleek set. I've used it so much now that the sleek sign is actually not even there anymore, it's worn off, but it is just like a small dome brush that I like to use. It does pick up pigment really well from the highlighter or anything that I pretty much use, but I like to use it for highlighting in smaller areas, into like the nooks and crannies, like the corners. It's really useful. And so I'll just use this and I'll go down the bridge of my nose again. And in my inner corner too. Now I like to pack it on in my inner corner, but then afterwards I would take my fingers and I'll just blend it out just very slightly. I love this palette. So after that, I've done my highlighting. I'm going to go back in with my blusher brush and just blend the edges out of the highlighter if it's been too intense. Especially coming up here, you can really see where the brush has like swept up. So I'll just brush that into my hairline because you don't want it to be too obvious. There is this shade in the top, in the middle. And I really like that as a nudie kind of shade for my eyelids, especially when you've started to get a bit of colour to your skin from like soaking up the sun. I really like just to have that as a bit of a base shadow, but then I would literally just leave it as a base shadow and nothing else. This is the NYX, it doesn't have a number. NYX don't have numbers on their brushes, which is really annoying, but it's like a longer sparse, fluffy kind of brush that I like to use to blend out the base, and this will also blend out the highlight, just the edges of it. You can see how it's blending it out just on the edges, because you don't want it to just go. You want it to blend out nicely, and of course with your inner corner as well. I need to find some better lighting because this is just awful. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna add some just under the blusher, just to intensify the colour of it and just to show that I've got a bit of contour going on. And I just purchased from the shop downstairs. I'm staying with my auntie at the minute in Taipei in Taiwan. I don't know why I had to think about that. My lips have been so dry from just moving about and like the heat, and then like going into like cold air conditioned areas is like taking it out of me. It's taking the moisture out of me, so I've got to keep drinking lots of water and using my Vaseline. I like to highlight my collarbones just to give it that glisten, so when you're catching the light, or even in photographs, the light, this top lighting is just terrible. I'm gonna have to find something better than this, because I don't know if you can see the difference between the two collarbones now. I don't even think you can, but this is what I like to do. Oh, you can see it's just like blind. It literally is blinding. I'm so sorry. And then I would just add it on your shoulders, and I would just blend it out. I wouldn't have it concentrated in one certain area. Just gently dust it over your shoulders. And you can always just take the excess product off of your contour brush and just apply it underneath and above, just to define your collarbones that little bit more. But I like to keep it really subtle so that you can't even tell I've done it. But who has glittery collarbones? Me. So that is my finished look for today. I'm just gonna quickly go and do my hair because it's still wet, but show you in a moment. And that is pretty much my summer go-to look. My hair, the root situation, I'm gonna keep hold of it. I'm gonna ride it out because I think it actually looks okay, like blending it in with the rest of my hair. My camera cut out, I don't know why, but I had really short hair before leaving and it's growing out into like a decent bob. So I'm gonna keep growing it out because I really miss long hair. And yeah, I don't even know why I said all that. That's my look. Thanks for watching. It is like my first video coming back into it all, so bear with me. My videos will get better, hopefully, and I'll start getting more creative with like the limited products that I do have, and hopefully get some more videos out for you guys.